Madaraka Day celebrations are over. So there's just a few things that I picked during this event that I'd like to bring to your attention. Number one is Raila telling Kenyans that those people who have died during the June 25th, they need to be compensated, and those people who are injured, they need to be compensated. This narrative, Raila has used it for a long time. That is number one. Number two, why was James Orengo missing he was conspicuously missing in this event? James Orengo, as much as this thing is happening in Nyanza region, I have not seen James Orengo anywhere. Around the president, around Raila, around everything. James Orengo has been missing throughout. Another thing, Raila coming out to admit that this broad-based thing, that they are now in the broad-based government. You get? And it clearly shows, because he spoke in Luo, saying that he was there to serve, to make sure that development comes to his people. You get? That's another thing. And then the last thing is, why are our people so obsessed? Why do we have, like Luos, why do you people behave in a way such that sometimes we, like Munalala Stadium, why would you do that? I think the big Nyanza has a lot of, like, kuna kitu inaitwa, like, there's just something about Luos that I really fail to understand. Why would you do that? There are some things that have happened that has really painted with the Luo community in very bad light in terms of how we do things. But now, let's forget about that. Before I go into the details and everything, if you're coming here for the first time, kindly take a second to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a video, you will always be the first to watch. So kindly do so, na kama kawaida, I'll be back. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed, and for the return subscribers, I really appreciate you guys. You are helping this platform grow. We are almost hitting the 4,000 subscriber mark. We are growing pole pole. Thank you everyone. For those people who feel like they need to support me financially on this platform, the number is always there. You can do so. I will really appreciate you. Now let's go back to the video. So as I was saying, that there's a lot of things that have happened in Nyanza that were not adding up. So many other things. You can see so many things, and we wanted to do a recap of everything so that we can see where we can place some of these things, and we can read with the political undertones in some of these things, because there are some things that were not adding up during this event. There was so much obsession with the president. Luos are so much welcoming to the president, and I feel like the president was also enjoying the welcome and everything compared to other Jamhuri events that have happened. Like Luos are so much welcoming. So we want to understand, are really Luos willing to support Ruto in 2020, 2022, in 2027? And do they even have the numbers to do that? Apparently, we will discuss all that. So just watch a few videos, and then I will come back, and then we'll dig deep into everything. So watch these videos.
Finally, Your Excellency, you've had several challenges. We have had a lot of issues. 2 years ago, we were on the streets. And even last year, they were on the streets, the Gen Zs. I saw that during the prayer breakfast recently this week, there was apologies that were being made. The Speaker and yourself, which is wonderful, as a first step to reconciliation. But then there's the issue of people who are injured, some people who died during that time. I want today to say that we should do compensation to families of those who died and those who were injured, so that we can have a closure of this chapter of our national history today. We want Kenyans to live in peace and in unity. Yothurwa. Wanenoni. Maber. Welu. Ameyali wani Yothurwa mondo riure kwa dhi nyime. Onge kumadwadhi. Onge kumae, onge kumachimunadi. Kumadhi. Your Excellency, thank you very much. Long live Kenya. Thank you.
Yes, first things first. Let us discuss the issue of Raila saying that those people who are injured, they deserve compensation. This statement Raila has used so many times. Even when he's in the government, these people never get compensation. People were injured in 2022 when they were putting sufurias on their head. This was a demonstration that Raila himself used to call. People were shot. In Kondele, people were removed from the house worker. They were being dragged out of the house and beaten to death. There was a baby who was hit, alipigwa kwa kichwa paka kadedi. And so many other incidents that happened. So many other people lost their life. Raila then went ahead and did the handshake with Ruto. This was before the June 25th. And they say that these people who are injured were going to be compensated. Were these people ever compensated? Up to now. Tuachane na hiyo. In 2017 the same thing happened. People watu waliumia, watu walipigwa, things for people were hurt, people died in the name of Raila because he was calling for the demonstration. Those people were killed. Were they ever compensated? Were their family ever compensated? They were never compensated. Raila came out still and said that these people will be compensated. Were they ever compensated? They were not. In 2007 the same thing happened. You get? Now we come to June 25th, the same narrative. You people, if you cannot read through Raila, our people, if you can never read through Raila, then you will understand. Then you will never understand that this man always takes advantage of you people. Families get hurt. You come, you tell people that wanafaa kucompensate you. How is a dead man being compensated? Because the people don't need compensation. People need justice. Those families that their children died, they need justice. They don't need compensation. We take life so casually. We take life that you can just kill someone and say that familia chukua hii milioni moja tumesha kulipa. It should never work like that. People need to feel like the justice has been served to them. Because no matter how much you compensate, you can never bring that person back to life. So at least the least you can do is to give them justice. Let those people who killed Rex know, watu wajue wenyewe, this is the person who killed Rex, this is the person who shot Rini, this was the person who killed people outside parliament, and justice has been served. Not when the BBC gives out the documentary, the government comes and condemns the BBC. Yet whatever the BBC are showing is what happened. It's not like they have created a story. It is the same thing that happened. So you people, you must understand that Raila doesn't have your interest at heart. This is a man who always who tells you what you people wants to hear. But deep down in his heart, he doesn't care about you people. That's the reality. That is the reality. Because you people, you come out and call, oh, sijui nini, we need people to be compensated, we need closure. The forgiveness too is not enough. We don't need forgiveness, we know it's not enough. Compensation is not enough. These people deserve justice. These people deserve to know who killed their parents. Who killed not their parents, who killed their sons and daughters. The parents of these people are not looking for money. So for me, I felt that was very insensitive of him, because he's not fighting for the right cause. Like his statements are not genuine. They are not genuine at all. They are not genuine, because whenever even all these things he's saying in public, why don't he say it to the president? They are very close, even they are holding hands, they are moving around holding hands and doing everything. Why don't you push the government to do these things? Ever since you came out with the 10-point agenda, after that handshake between ODM and UDA, what happened to the 10 points agenda? Up to now, none of those 10 points agenda have been fulfilled. How many months since that thing happened? How many? So Kenyans, you must read through Raila. That is what you people need to know. And the day you realize that, you'll start focusing on your own. You'll remove your mind from that man and uanze kuangalia side ingine. Especially our people from Nyanza. Because other regions, to be sincere, other regions, they no longer see Raila, the Raila they used to know him before. This is a man who has lost so much ground. And now the only place he can fall back on, he can only fall back on the people of Nyanza. You see, because he needs to have people that he can control. He can hold grip of. You get? So the other regions you see, like Kisii imejitoa, Western inajitoa. In fact Western imejitoa tu kwa Raila. If you people are thinking that Western Luyas are still intact with Raila, you'll be shocked hapa mbele. Those people ni kama wameona mbele. So if Raila loses those two voting blocks, those two support bases, then it's completely done, because cost you cannot really count. So that's another thing. Another thing that I picked up from all this thing is that James Orengo was conspicuously missing from these events. And this one now clearly shows that James Orengo does not support and does not stand with Raila Odinga. There are some people who are saying here that James Orengo is being used by Raila nini nini. I think James Orengo does not support this broad-based thing. And since he does not support it, he has made it his intention very well known that I'm not going to associate with anything that comes to William Ruto and this government at all, because he was missing. He was the only governor who was conspicuously missing from all these events. And the other person who was there but was like who was not there was is Anyang' Nyong'o. Anyang' Nyong'o was like ni kama alikuwa tu, he doesn't care, he doesn't bother him. You people talk vile mlanini, keep on praising the president. He never did that. Unaelewa? He never nini na nini. But James Orengo was conspicuously missing. So it is very clear that James Orengo stands on his ground. He has stood on his ground. He does not support this broad-based thing, and he will not support no matter what. You get? This is a clear indication that James Orengo and Raila are not reading from the same script. James Orengo has said, and he has put it, he is sending, I think this is a strong statement, not only to Raila but to the entire ODM, that James Orengo has come out and told you that I'm not supporting this thing. I'm not supporting this thing, either because maybe he has read through Raila and he has realized that this thing is just to benefit Raila, there's nothing about me here, or maybe he has read another thing. But James Orengo was conspicuously missing. So that's a political statement that James Orengo has sent, and I think it is very, very clear that now the Luo community, the Luo leaders are now, like not even Luo leaders, because most of them are still praising Raila and heaping all a lot of praise. But James Orengo, being the person that he has been in politics long enough, I think he's coming out to stand his ground. That's another thing. Another thing that that really shocked me was our people from Nyanza. What is wrong with us? Why are we like in a mental prison? Because there are some things that happened preceding that event of Madaraka that really shocked me. Like people woke up very early in the morning. Not woke up in the early in the morning. Let me scratch that. Like mtu alitoka kwake akaenda kukesha kwa stadium, akalala kwa stadium, so that he can attend Madaraka Day event that will happen the next day. Are we like serious? What level of poverty? Because anyone who what level of poverty is this, honestly? Or what level of mental slavery are we have we been exposed to? Because this is too much. Like we are being controlled. Like we are being told, like even if it's poverty, ni umaskini gani? Why would someone make me nitoke kwangu niende nikeshe kwa stadium so that ni attend Madaraka? Madaraka is an event to be obsessed with, for heaven's sake. Madaraka is an event to be obsessed with. Just sit down and picture that. Like you get obsessed with Madaraka Day event to a point whereby unasikia mtu anasema ati mimi nimekuja nilale hapa, and you can see people literally sleeping kwa maviti. Umeacha nyumba kwako, umeacha viti kwako. You can go, umeacha kitanda, unaweza enda ulale, uamke kesho asubuhi ndio ukuje event, uoge ukunywe chai ndio ukuje event. But mtu anakesha, mtu anakuja analala hapo. Unaona paka watu wanaumwa na umbu na kila kitu. People are fighting to get seats. Honestly, mumetuaibisha. Our people from the Nyanza mumetuaibisha. That level of obsession is not right. Even if you love Rao, even if you love someone, that level of obsession is not right. There are rumors that they were paid, that people were paid to go fill the stadium and then watapewa 500 with the other politicians, because unajua politicians, these small politicians mobilize people. But still, what will make me go sleep in a stadium to get 500? What? And this is why I keep on telling you people that poverty is our biggest enemy in Nyanza and in Africa and in Kenya, everywhere. Because poverty can make you do vitu zenye utaki kufanya. Things that even later ukishatoka out of that, ukimagine you used to do such things because of money, unajichekelea tu. Poverty is our biggest enemy. Because it doesn't make sense. Anyone who has money, if you have money na una pesa yako, you can never do such a thing. Wezi amka uende kukesha hivyo kwa stadium. You can't. Hawezi. So nyinyi like mnakesha stadium the whole night. Yet the president, Raila and all the other leaders wako busy, wako nini wanalala. They slept in the most comfortable place. With AC na nini wamelala vizuri. Nyinyi wafuasi wake mko kwa stadium mnakula na umbu. Yet you are a grown up. You are someone who is in your 40s, you are in your 50s, in your 60s. You go sleep in a stadium simply because you want to please another person. When does it hit you? When should it hit you that hey manze, hata mimi nafaa kujipenda? Because ujipendi. Unaenda umwe na umbu, kesho utaanza kuwa na malaria hapa hivi. Unaanza kuugua malaria na vile Homa Bay imejaa malaria. Ujipendi. Unafaa ujipende. Even in your poverty, jipende kwanza. Even in your poverty unafaa kujipenda kwanza. Love yourself. Love yourself. Dignify yourself. Because if you cannot dignify yourself, hata watu wenye wako kando yako huwezi kudignify. The moment they see that kind of behavior, that kind of obsession, that kind of thing, they see you. Ungejua vile mtu anakuona, people see you as someone mwenye uko tu hapo. They can use you for anything. So we need to liberate ourselves from that mental slavery yenye tumejiweka, and that obsession for Raila Odinga, that people in Nyanza are so obsessed for Raila Odinga. Akiwaambia tu left. Right now everyone is praising William Ruto. Nini simply because they have done a handshake with Raila Odinga. If tomorrow Raila comes around and says a different thing, the same people will start hating William Ruto again. Don't you see where the problem is? And this thing that they always keep on reminding people that Raila is always right. Baba akisema amesema. That is where the slavery is, mental slavery is. Unaona? So you need to liberate yourself from that. If you really want to change this country, if you really want to work together as a country, if you really want our regions and to have leaders that at least we can hold into account, then we need to start by questioning things. Because if you cannot hold Raila into account, if you cannot question some of the actions, some of the things anafanya, then we will never liberate this country. We will never liberate our region. Me being one of them, I come from the region. It is very, very sad that people had to go to that extent just to show their loyalty to Raila Odinga and their loyalty to the government, to our president. You can be loyal to the president, but not obsessed with the president. Obsession, no, but you can be loyal to him. And then finally, when it comes to voting, do you know Luos don't have voting? The Luos, the votes from the Luo region, si mingi. Even if the mingi sana, they don't go past 2 million. So we don't have such massive numbers that we can have a very big impact in election. Anyway, guys, what do you think about what happened during the Jamhuri? You can just give your account of everything and what you think about everything. Just share everything, what you feel, but above it all, remain respectful. Do not insult anyone. Do not attack anyone. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think. What you think with Raila, people of Nyanza being obsessed with Raila. And don't you think that Raila asking for compensation for these people, is this genuine? For me, I feel like it's not genuine. I feel like Raila is just taking advantage of the situation. So you can share your views in the comment section. And then kama kawaida, I'll see you again. Bye.